Negative emotions, by the way, this is for all you viewers. Negative emotions are healthy. So there are two types of negative emotions. One is negative healthy and one is negative unhealthy. So it depends upon the intensity. So for example, sadness is a negative healthy emotion. But if the intensity increases and goes to depression, then it's a negative unhealthy emotion.
The viewers who are joining us and will be joining us later on. This is Vishal. This is your host for today's session, and this is Sakshi, our guest for today's session. Sakshi is an eminent happiness coach and a corporate coach. And I just got to know that today Sakshi had a session with Radio Mirchi also at 6 p.m. So
It was not with Radio Mirchi, it was with Red FM 93.5.
Red FM. Great.
Yeah.
Great. So Sakshi has been working in the area of mental health for years, and she has worked with hospitals, Fortune 500 companies and corporates. An extensive work experience as a happiness coach working with a diverse group of peoples. So here is Sakshi. And Sakshi, I would like you to introduce yourself also, because I believe personally that we are the best introductors of ourselves. I must have missed a lot about you. So, please.
Thank you, Vishal. And hi everyone, whosoever has joined us. You already got an introduction to me. I'm a psychologist by profession, but other than that, as a human being, I'm a very positive and happy-go-lucky person. Unlike typical psychologists, I'm mostly smiling and do not have like a very serious look on my face. As far as my life is concerned, it has not been like a simple, easygoing life. I've had a lot of difficult times in my life also. So my sessions and my trainings are mostly experiential, because when people talk about their problems, I'm sure that there are so many of them that I have been through personally. A self-made person, started working when I was in 8th standard, so I have been funding my education since then. Other than that, what do I tell you about myself? I decided to be a psychologist when I was in 7th standard, so I was very young when I thought that I want to be a psychologist. And also, I have visited a psychologist myself. So before I plunged into the field of psychology, I visited a psychologist, took a session personally, so that I see how it works. Because if it doesn't work for me, I cannot vouch for it, and I cannot say that it will work for you. So I was in 10th standard when I went to visit a psychologist. Spoke about how my family, had issues with me not choosing the subject that they wanted me to choose. I wanted psychology, they wanted me to be a doctor or surgeon. And so I spoke about that, and then I had I have two elder brothers who are like 14 years older to me. One is 14 years older and the other one is 10 years older. Very possessive and, particular that you shouldn't wear this, you should do that. They used to do this, now of course not. And I was like a big rebel and, in their language, very stubborn. So, yeah, they couldn't understand all of this. So I spoke to the psychologist about my adolescent issues, like everybody would say. And she was very nice to me. And the best part that I saw was that she treated me like an adult. She didn't think that, you should do this, you should do that. So she didn't treat me like a child. She didn't treat me like a kid. She treated me like an adult and helped me with certain suggestions. And I work well with suggestions. I don't like yarn. So it worked really well, and I chose psychology, and here I am continuing my practice and still learning, still making my mistakes, and sharing my experiences with people. So yeah, that's about me.
Sure, Sakshi. And I think it's great that you find a good psychologist.
Yeah, she became my psychology teacher in school also. So yeah, she taught me later.
Great. I mean, it's really difficult to find a good psychologist as much as it is easy to find a psychologist.
Yeah, it is actually, because see, psychology is a very subjective and personal experience. And I have been working for almost 10 years now, and I still feel that everybody who comes to me, out of 10 people, I'm sure that there'll be 1 or 2 people who would not connect with me as a person. So yeah, it's a very challenging task to find a suitable psychologist for you. So this is for the viewers, that if at all you visit a psychologist and it doesn't work for you, don't think that the field is bad. It's just that your style is different and you need a different psychologist. It doesn't make a psychologist bad or a field bad, but it's just that you need someone who delivers as per your style. So that's the easy thing to understand. And yeah, even today, I'm sure that there are people who don't like me as a psychologist. So it's absolutely fine. Personal choice.
Great, great. And here we come with the first awareness point.
Yeah, it's very important. Like it's like shopping
It's
for
very
your
important.
clothes and food, and just like how you shop for your personal essentials, so is the case with psychology. Like you gotta put a lot of effort in it to find the good
Yeah.
one for yourself. And yeah,
Definitely.
with that, good and bad is very relative. I don't think it's like a thing which exists
And
otherwise.
yeah, definitely. And there are a lot of things. There, there is so much existence beyond the right and wrong. So yeah. So
Yeah, I don't even believe that right and wrong exists otherwise, unless and until there are some universal, morals and values that we have. Otherwise, everything is very subjective. For example, kissing in public is a sign of affection in Western culture, whereas if you do that in India, it's not a sign of affection, right? Similarly,
it's a sign of
you live.
character.
Yeah, it's a sign of character. Similarly, you moving out of your family to live your life post 17 years or 18 years of age is called independence in Western culture. Maybe it's not here. Here, people judge you for that you're not a good parent if you're letting your kid go. Or, even within cultures, in our society, Navratri time, So, one religion is celebrating Durga Puja, eating non-vegetarian, and the other side is, fasting, and then color of our wedding dress. Some people, some cultures have red color as a good omen, and they use it for, and white color, on the other hand, is a sign of, sadness, and it's just vice versa in the other culture. So it's very subjective. So right and wrong is nothing but very subjective, unless and until you're talking about universal morals and values, like, rape is a universal thing. So it's bad, it means it's bad. So killing someone is bad, it means it's bad. So there is no debate, but otherwise, other things are very subjective.
Definitely. A lot of things for me to process. Anyways.
Yeah, was I
So
very
Sakshi,
quick?
here is my first question.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. Um, so let me throw my first question at you. You are a happiness coach, Sakshi. So
Yeah.
what does happiness mean to you? And this is also a question coming from the audience.
Okay, okay. So see, happiness for me is not a life full of roses. And even before this Insta Live with Red FM also, I said the same thing, that I believe in a quote very diligently and with full faith, that is written by Steve Maraboli. It says that happiness is not the absence of problems. It's your ability to deal with them. So when you ask me about happiness, it means how am I behaving in different situations. That's happiness for me. So, in a difficult situation, if I have tears in my eyes, that's also okay. It's part of my life. I shouldn't get, away from them. So, yeah, happiness is not the absence of problems. How you're dealing with them is happiness. If you're able to get up, bounce back to your life after a failure, after a rejection, that's happiness for me. And as far as negative emotions are concerned, enjoying those difficult times is also happiness for me, because, that's like cherishing your own struggles and, difficulties. So empowering, embracing your own struggles is something happiness for me. So, like today, if you ask me, the journey that I have been through, I'm very proud of it, and which is how I share it with you guys. And that's happiness, right? Like you going through so much and then you are still there and fighting and seeing everything with a hint of positivity. Hint, not a lot, because that makes you unrealistic. Just hint of positivity, one silver lining is sufficient for you to be satisfied and happy. And yeah, more importantly, like I don't focus on happiness that much. I focus on satisfaction. Like my thing is that one should be more satisfied in his life than being happy, because happiness is short lived. It's an emotion that comes your way, and it is temporary. It's not the same all the time. Whereas satisfaction is something which is within you, and it can remain the same for you. So, yeah.
Bilkul. Okay, again a lot for me to process.
So I simplify.
नहीं, मैं तो बस ज्ञान लपेट रहा हूँ जितना आ रहा है.
You asked me what I think, so I'm telling you my thing. I don't know what Wikipedia and psychology books say, but for me, it's not happiness. Satisfaction is a must. Like once you go back to your bed in the night, you should be satisfied with your day. Happy is something which is intermittent. Like if you get promoted, you'll be happy, but then after a month or two, you will have a plateau zone, right? But happiness to gaya, uske baad to fir you have to continue working. Similarly, you buy something new, you are happy. But then what? Like after some time, it will get old. So will you look for another thing to be happy, or will you be satisfied? So there's a difference between happiness and satisfaction there. Usually people mix it up.
Okay. So, okay, we'll try to find the difference, that subtle difference that exists there. So, Sakshi, you're a happiness coach and your focus is on satisfaction. So, how, as a happiness coach, you empower or enable people? So, just I guess these are the two words I would use.
I don't empower people. I don't enable people. They do. I just be there with them for clarity. Like, when people come to me, I don't have the habit of spoon feeding, because that's like, making them dependent on me. So, I usually ask people about their problems. I would ask them about the possible solutions that they are looking for, and then maybe slide in some suggestions that they can apply. Otherwise, it's difficult for me to make them independent. So, purpose is to make them independent, and for that they have to decide on their own. So, yeah, that's what I do as a happiness coach. Just help them with clarity and make them realize that negativity is good. So, my purpose here is to tell them neutrality and negativity is fine. Don't go on the route of positivity, because then you will become wishful. You will daydream. And it will be very difficult for you to think the reality. So if you really want to be realistic, you want to think the reality, be neutral in your approach. Don't run away from negative emotions. Negative emotions, by the way, this is for all you viewers, negative emotions are healthy. So there are two types of negative emotions. One is negative healthy and one is negative unhealthy. So it depends upon the intensity. So for example, sadness is a negative healthy emotion. But if the intensity increases and goes to depression, then it's a negative unhealthy emotion. So yeah, similarly, worry is fine. Anxiety is not fine. That's a negative unhealthy emotion. Similarly, being concerned is okay. Being, guilty is okay. But remorse is not okay. So you got to figure out the intensity. There's a thin line between negative unhealthy and negative healthy. So embrace negative healthy emotions. They prepare you and they help you to build resilience. Yeah, I got carried away with passion to describe negative emotions.
The passion comes in your conversation. You cannot stop it.
Yeah, like my love, psychology is my love.
So, Sakshi, I wanted to come to this question later on, but let's start with this. In the current times of lockdown, how do you see mental health? How do we contextualize, understand mental health in current times, in the ongoing times?
During the ongoing times, mental health is something where nothing but the flow is needed. You have to live one day at a time. If you really want to focus on mental health right now, the few things that you focus upon. One is the flow. Like, don't resist the change here. Go with the flow. That helps you to adapt better. Second is like I said, take one day at a time. Because mental health right now can be kept um, in positivity, in the realm of stability, only when you take one day at a time, because there's a lot of uncertainty right now. And it's not just for the viewers, but for us also. I
Yeah.
do not know what will happen tomorrow. We had a talk yesterday from our Prime Minister where he spoke about, Atmanirbharta and self-reliance. We don't know how much we have to depend on ourselves, how we have to go ahead. So if you think about future right now, it is quite uncertain and it will bring you a lot of anxiety. So
Hmm.
here is the thing that you take one day at a time, and that's how you take crisis. Crisis management is done one day at a time. You can't just plan everything in one go. It will make you anxious unless and until you're trained to deal with disasters, right? Otherwise, people like them and us, we gotta take one day at a time. So do your best for today. Make small goals every day where you're just occupied with healthy routine, investing your time in doing things constructively, not just watching TV. In fact, I was talking today and I said, for the last 4 days, I've not switched on TV. I didn't get the time to switch on TV, in spite of sitting at home in the lockdown. You gotta figure out things to do. There are plenty of things. The only thing is you gotta be creative to think what you want to do. So yeah. So that's mental health in today's time. Taking one day at a time, going with the flow, and not planning too much, because that will create a lot of anxiety. And lastly, managing your resources well. Be optimal with your resources. I see a lot of people cooking fancy food and all. You don't know what's there in store. So please, like once in a while, entertaining yourself with MasterChef cooking is good. But otherwise, be mindful of your resources: water, food, electricity. Be careful.
Definitely. Sakshi, this reminds me of another thing, and one of the viewers also was going to the same direction that I mean, we think that if we are happiness coach or therapist, then people tend to ask, uh, do you go to a counselor, or do you feel negative in a day? Do you feel stressed or anger? So, as a happiness coach, how this lockdown, how whatever is going on, is affecting your happiness, and what are you doing to to sustain that level of satisfaction and well-being in your life?
Me personally,
Yeah.
see, there are few things that I'm doing. One, that I am not forcing myself on anything, honestly. For example, my sleep is also disturbed right now, naturally, because we don't have enough movement at home. In spite of doing ghar ka kaam and cleaning and washing and whatever, and doing psychology work, still the body is not getting that kind of fatigue which we get usually when we go out. So sleep has been impacted for everybody. So if you used to sleep for 8 hours, 10 hours, now you sleep for 5 hours, 6 hours. So I'm not forcing myself that, oh my god, why are you not sleeping? Why are you not sleeping that much? I'm going easy on that. Second, I do one thing in the morning, that the moment I get up, like I open my eyes, I see the time, what time it is, post which within 5 minutes I leave my bed. I call it jumping rule, like jump out of your, bed, so that you don't get into the spiral of lethargy. So usually of late I've seen all my clients who are coming and talking to me, they just lie down on bed after they wake up, they open their eyes, they're on their phones, watching Instagram, all of that jazz, and after 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes they get up from their bed. It makes them quite lethargic, because you were not active during the first few minutes of your day. So I do that. I jump out of my bed, I make my bed, and then I begin my day. That's one simple thing that I do. And then, of course, the routine that I have, I immediately get ready. I take shower and all, so that, and I get ready, like properly ready. I don't sit in ghar ka kapda, because then you get the zeal to work. And also, I plan every day. Of late, I have been being very creative in my reading and studies. I'm studying also a lot, for that matter, and spending time with family. I have never done a lot of video calls, but I am doing that with my family, people whom I didn't interact with that often, and my markies and everybody. I have a joint family, so they would complain. So I'm just fulfilling everything right now which was pending for long. So yeah, utilizing it, and then the webinars and all which are running, yes, they're running, and then the food, cooking a lot, enjoying cooking, but yeah, decent normal khana, like nothing fancy. So my family is very happy that I'm cooking every day. So yeah, these are the things that I'm doing, nothing fancy, like really nothing fancy. And I'm happy doing that, enjoying those small bliss and pleasure and, you know, blessings of life, enjoying nature. Plants ke saath, I'm spending a lot of time. You watering them on your own is like a blessing for me. So doing all of those things.
Great, that's beautiful, Sakshi. And as I'm listening to you, I'm getting this vibe that I'm getting this principle, this thought that I always believe in, that happiness is not something that happens to you. Happiness is you. If you if you choose and decide to be happy, there is nothing. I mean, you are happy. That's it.
Yeah, like very simple, nothing fancy, and it's so good.
Nothing, it's not rocket science, na.
No, it's not. And you know, there's one keyword to this. Like to this rocket science, there's one keyword which is inspiration. Like where there's a difference between again inspiration and motivation. How inspired you are within, you know, to do things for yourself, to keep yourself healthy, to take care of yourself. That's what keeps you happy. How inspired you are from within. So for me, I don't have very fancy or big goals in life. I do not, believe me. I'm a person who is very shallow and would take one day at a time and live in the moment. Kal ka kal dekhenge type. So yeah, I do thoda bahut financial structuring and all, of course, for emergency, but I don't foresee a lot of things. कि ये भी कर लेंगे, वो भी कर लेंगे, 5 साल बाद ये होना चाहिए. I don't do that. So inspiration is within to make each day better, and by that I mean you gotta take care of yourself. Now people, I have been listening self care का इतना fancy चीज है, but I think basic thing that you can do to keep yourself inspired is work on your self esteem, work on your self awareness, work on your self concept, work on your self identity. These are the few things that you do for yourself. More you are in, you know, conversation with yourself, more you are a best friend to yourself, better inspired you will be. You won't look outside for inspiration. And anyway, inspiration is not outside, it's always within. Motivation is outside. So yeah.
So there is something ज्ञान जो साक्षी ने बताया जिसे मैं process कर रहा हूँ, that there is a difference between inspiration and motivation. Something is outside, something is inside.
Yeah, motivation is outside. The rewards and all that you get, appreciation you get, all of that is motivation for you to do something. And inspiration comes from within. Whether you get something out from outside world or not, you will still keep on doing things. That's inspiration, and that keeps you happy.
A very beautiful thing here is that there is no advice that I have heard yet. There's just experience that you are sharing. Though the viewers are asking for advices, and we know that advices don't work.
Yeah, advice, I don't know if there are people who like advices, but for me, I come with caution that do not advise me. I don't want advice from you. So I usually follow this principle. Unless and until someone asks for an advice, I will not give. So if you ask for something, I will tell you. If you don't, then there is no point talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a lot of questions. Sorry?
क्योंकि आपको यूज तो करना नहीं है एडवाइस लेने के बाद ना.
नहीं करते हैं लोग, यूज भी करते हैं, but I think every human being knows the best for himself. Of late I got few cases where there was a lot of fight in the family and arguments in the family because you think you know good for your family member, whereas family member thinks that I know it better. So there, it is important for you to know that everybody knows the best for himself and let them do what they want to do.
Yeah.
At least right now, especially in COVID time when there's lack of space and privacy, everybody is staying at home. Let the person be. Let him do the way he wants to do things. And that will give him his choice to do what he wants to do and he'll be happy. If you push him, he will not be happy. That's what I feel that, just let the people be.
Sakshi, there was a relatable question to this point from someone that I feel very negative, and there's arguments and conflicts happening with family on daily basis every time because we're always with them now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot happening and it makes me feel negative. So how do you address such things if someone is going through this?
So, see, there are two ways because you are not operating there alone. So, even if you mind your space, maybe your parents are not, or your cousins or your siblings are not, or your spouse is not. So, there you have to tell them, you have to communicate that, look, this is what works with me, and this is not what works with me. So, you will have to tell them because, in spite of they knowing you for ages, they will not understand it because they are not God. So, you got to tell them, you got to speak, and you got to ask for what you want. So, for example, even in my family, I stay with my, family members. When I need space, I tell them that, listen, I need this one day with myself. I may not interact. Let me do. So then they know that what is happening with me. I just give them the context so that they don't get curious because otherwise people get curious. And small things where you see your family also getting paranoid, then there you gotta, give into certain things. For example, parents are very finicky about you taking shower and getting ready. At least my family is. So I remember
so
when I
true.
Yeah, so my mother had this thing, I don't know why. Nahaya nahi abhi tumne nahao. So so there I give in because she gets frustrated then. So it's okay, like me taking shower quickly is fine, right? So you gotta balance it out with the demands of your family and with what you want by prioritizing. So whatever is way too important for you, communicate that. Whatever you can, relatively leave or give into, do that for the family and it will be a win-win situation. But yeah, you gotta express yourself. That's a must thing to do. So even when you want to watch TV, when you want to just lie down and do nothing, tell your family that I'm happy doing this. When you ask me to be more productive, I'm getting disturbed, I'm getting anxious. So maybe, for 2 hours, I don't want to do anything. After 2 hours, I'll do something. So that's how you go about it. Just give them a duration and understanding so that they don't run after you. Like even with food for that matter, आपको बताना पड़ेगा भी नहीं खाना क्योंकि ये reason. Otherwise, a lot of parents are thinking about food also कि खाना नहीं खाया, ये नहीं कर रहे तुम, सफाई नहीं कर रहे. So tell them. That will help.
So the
And for the
communication
spouse,
should be clear and cut.
yeah,
The communication should be there.
Absolutely. Communicate. Nobody will know what you want unless and until you tell them what you want.
So Sakshi, I want your attention towards the compliments that you have been getting. And someone is asking that your smile is really beautiful. What is the secret of it?
Secret is, I think, my mom and dad, genes तो वहीं से आए हैं. मम्मी पापा का देन है, इसमें मेरा कोई देन नहीं है. ये genes वहाँ से आए हैं, biological है. So I'm blessed with good looking parents and happy parents. तो उनकी smile मुझे मिल गई, तो इसलिए मैं हंसती रहती हूँ. Plus my mom is a very strong personality. I have seen her being very strong. So I learned from there also. I think you learn from your environment as well. So keep your eyes open, keep your senses open. चीजों से आसपास की चीजों से सीखो. More you learn from things around you, more you will be in sync with reality. Just keep on syncing the reality around you. Be it good or bad. Bad also teaches you something, good also teaches you something. Pick up things that you can learn from your environment. And leave the negatives. I mean, things that you don't want, you can always filter.
Now there are more compliments now. And I'm so jealous of you.
People are complimenting you also.
No, I'm not. I'm nowhere. I mean, you hijacked the whole thing and people are obsessed with you now.
Not at all. I don't think so. But people are nice, which is why they find me nice. So the compliment also goes to them.
Definitely.
You see things like you find things good because you have a good eye for it. You dislike something because there's some problem with you disliking it. That's how it goes. It's all about you, right? Everything that you perceive, it's an art of perception. So, for example, a person with whom you break up, the other girl or the other guy gels well. So, is it this person who is a problem, or is it you two together a problem, right? So, you can't really put a person in a box or in a category. If something doesn't work, it's mostly about what you wanted and you couldn't be on the same page. So, yeah, bad mouthing is something that really doesn't work that way. Everybody is good, and you will connect with someone and you will not connect with someone. That's how it goes.
Ji. Ayushi has a question, very pertinent question. She's asked twice that have you ever experienced, low self-esteem or any negative feeling about you
Yeah.
where you felt low? And
Absolutely.
if you could share any experience, how you dealt with it.
Okay, so I'll tell you, like, I have bachpan ke dost. Like, I have my friends from nursery when I was like 3.5 years old, and I still have them. I have 5 of my childhood friends. We are still strong together, and I used to wear mota chashma, and I used to be a little dumb. As per them, I wouldn't call myself dumb, right? But as per them, how my friends used to tease me. So that way, the other friend of mine was really cool, and her family was very modern, and she would wear like nice clothes, and she would look very pretty, and I would wear those mota chashma and choti. My mother used to make a plait of. I had very long hair, so वो तेल लगा के choti करके. And then the mota eyebrows that I had. So didn't look very pretty in my childhood, to be honest. I looked very funny. So they would mock, they would tease me, and especially, they would say, "Tumhe to kuch nahi aata," and people still like, you're so dumb. And I would feel bad about it, of course. And I was very thin, like really thin. So they were like, "You're malnourished." Big time bully, like a big time bully to me. So I did feel bad about it for a very long time. But then I moved my attention inwards. So instead of, blindly believing what people were saying, I asked myself that, do you think you are dumb? Is there evidence to it? And then I saw कि भाई report card में marks तो अच्छा आ रहा है. Like, I perform really well. I'm a topper. I'm getting prize in English also. I'm a monitor in my class. How am I dumb? Right? So I cross-questioned myself. Yeah, maybe I lack certain skills, but then who doesn't? Like, it's a journey. You grow with time. I have seen myself being better than the previous year. So that's what made me be at peace. That you are a human. You will have good points and the bad points. It's you who has to see good in you. Society will show you bad. So pick up the strengths and use them for your benefit, and your self-esteem will be fine. And as far as looks are concerned, that's also so, it's so funny. लंबा इंसान है तब भी प्रॉब्लम है, छोटा इंसान है तो भी प्रॉब्लम है, मोटा है तो भी प्रॉब्लम है. Our mind is programmed to see negativity, unfortunately. So you have to move your focus within. That's what I did. I just kept on working hard. I never got scared of criticism. I did cry. Of course, I did cry. I felt hurt. But then I got up that, this is not how life will be. You can't just sulk in one corner. You gotta do what you want to do. And gradually when you move towards achievements, accomplishments, I saw people changing anyway. So वो अपने आप ही एक validation हो गया. So I didn't have to literally do anything. I just kept on working. That's what I did for my low self-esteem. And even, at one point in time, I got fat also. Then suddenly, I got fat, and then I again had a problem because people started saying, "Oh my God, you have become so fat. Look at you, you are doing nothing." And I was like, when I was thin, then you said I'm thin. Now you are saying I'm fat. What do I do of you people? So they are like, take it easy, yeah. Matlab, it's their preference, they prefer something. Why are you getting better? Keep on doing what. So that's what kept me going. And I've cried a lot. My family thinks that I'm a crybaby, by the way, because the youngest, so was pampered a lot, at the same time bullied also a lot. So yeah, I have cried and I don't shy away from crying. I think it's okay. Like, अगर emotion है उस time पे तो release it. It's better to release it than to keep it to yourself for a later time, because then it becomes a baggage. So yeah, that's my journey. Wow.
Now this is creating a silence in me, so yeah.
Yeah, I am also thinking that I told you so much about my life, that how I was a crybaby, how I was, impacted as well. I've never spoken like this on any forum. This is the first time that I'm talking about myself so, comfortably, at least in a live session, yeah.
All the credits taken, Sakshi. All the credits taken.
It's you are asking me, so I'm saying. So your questions are so interesting, I think. Had you not asked me
and
this,
I'm
so I
taking all
would-
the credits for it.
Please take it. It's all yours.
Sakshi, I just want to acknowledge here that I feel so positive right now, and I've been feeling this for last few minutes, and I hope that every viewer is feeling this positivity. When you were sharing about yourself, I felt some silence in me also, that something stopped in me that was reflecting on itself, kind of that philosophical shit. Yeah. Uh, I had a query about this curiosity. When we always talk about self-esteem or about or feeling good about ourselves, we always talk in the terms of being better or being worthful. How is it? How
Being
functional
better or being?
being worthful, being of some worth.
Yeah.
How
Like,
useful this
depends.
is? Yeah.
Depends. If your competition is with you, then it's very useful. But if your competition is with someone else, then it's not useful. Then you will walk towards poor mental health. That's what I know of, and that's how I have kept my sanity. I know that there are so many psychologists who are better than me. I'm 100% sure that they know better theory as compared to me. I might be bad at it. Uh, but your competition should be with yourself. More you have, comparison with yourself, you move towards excellence. More you compare yourself with others, you move towards disaster and failure. And that's what people do. People are unhappy because they're constantly comparing. So here I have a concept of English grammar. If you remember good, better, best, right? So good, better, best had degrees of comparison. It's there in my Instagram post also. So best is superlative, better is comparative. Do you know what good is? What's the name of the first degree?
We call it the first degree.
The first degree is positive.
Yeah.
So the first degree is positive. So when you're comparing yourself only with yourself, when you're good, you're positive. But you think of better with someone else, you start becoming negative, you start getting into the zone of competition. So remember the first degree of comparison, that is positive for a reason. So it tells you that if you are good, you're positive. You get into the league of better and best, you're just killing your inner peace. So don't do that. It has nothing to do with you not achieving your goals. When you're good, you will achieve your goals. Goals have to be the best, not you. You will be good and that would be fine for you. So your aim should be to be good and let the goals and let the tasks that you do be the best. I think that would do the trick.
Yes, and I think if it's working for it, there is no harm in it. But I also wonder, there should be an alternative way apart from competition and betterness to feel good about us and feel good about life. You don't have to always, put it like, am I better or not? Am I good or not? Is this worthful? Is this meaningful or not? Because when
Meaningful
it
is
doesn't work,
controversial.
exactly, yeah. But when it doesn't work for you, these things, maybe there should be an alternative way. There should be another way to think about it, to feel good about life. The way it is good. कुछ
Yeah.
खराब ही नहीं है.
नहीं,
जैसा है
खराब
अच्छा है.
खराब तो है. देखो, जो चीज खराब है उसको डिनाई नहीं कर सकते. Then you will not live in reality. So let things be kharab and be okay with kharab also, no? That's called resilience. That is what
Yeah.
resilience is, when you are able to be okay with kharab. That makes you more adaptable. If you don't see kharab, then how will you be adaptable? Like imagine a person who has seen good all the time, and suddenly I put you in a difficult situation. How will you survive? So while Charles Darwin said that it's survival of the fittest, I have just a different theory right now. For lockdown, all of you people, it's not the survival of the fittest, it is the survival of the most adaptable person. The survival of the adaptable. How adaptable you are is what makes you survive the situation. And for that, you gotta experience and taste both good and bad. So, yeah, if you want to see, all that you have to see is a lining, a silver lining in the bag. That you can see. कि इससे मैं ये सीख रही हूँ. अगर ये आएगा तो मैं strong बनूंगी. You know, for example, how I see my challenges and struggles in life are that because I experience them, I can actually relate to someone's problem. So I won't say I understand because I'm a psychologist. I understand because I've been there, done that. So that makes it relatable for people, right? So that's how I see it. That you gotta see a silver lining in bad. That yeah, this is also good. That way.
This,
Yeah.
this is so great the way you put it. Now this whole thing reminds me of. I read a lot of mythology, and I mostly take the example of Arjun. And the way you put it, it reminded me of Arjun and Krishna in the battlefield. And Arjun saying to Krishna that this is not good. Now this moment the life is going shit, and I'm feeling a lot of stress. And Krishna is telling him, see, it's fine. It was good. Life is bad now. You think it is bad, but it is what it is. Go with it.
Yeah, like just go with it. And you will, once you finish that bad time, you will really celebrate it because it's over. And I think that is also positivity, right? When you just get rid of the negativity, when you're over with the bad phase, there are so many reasons to celebrate. Else imagine everything good, what will you celebrate? So yeah, people, the youth, please be okay with negativity. It's not that bad. Really, it's not that bad. Till the time it's in your hand, it's in your control, it's good to have negativity. It helps you to thrive in the situations. It helps you to live life to the fullest. And also work harder to get things that you want in your life. So yeah.
The negative word has the negative connotation in itself, for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I say negative. Why are you using negative so negatively? Don't do that. Please use negative positively.
This is so great, and I would request audience here, if you have any questions, please share with us so that we can address them. And yeah.
Yeah, so I think people kept on asking questions, and there's another question here. I see something here that my question is answered indirectly. Oh, okay. I also read something. So good.
Okay.
It has been answered, and if you have any other questions, you can ask again.
Yeah. We hope that this session was something hopeful, full of hope and positivity for you, because I think that was our aim, and that what we tried, what we had in mind, I guess. Right, Sakshi?
Someone has asked any weird client story. There's no weird. Don't demean people, yeah. So, I had the same question in Red FM wala question, this thing live session also, and I said that see, there's nothing weird actually. When we use this language, we actually scare people from sharing their stories because they think that my story is weird. But everybody, when they go through a problem, for them, their problem is big. Everybody has a problem and it's very big for them, right? So I don't know. I don't call any story weird because for me, every story is difficult. It has its own, you know, pain, and
So
I
let
can't
me,
call it weird because if I do that, I'm not doing justice to the person with whom I spoke and the person who shared his heart out with me. So I respect their stories, and there are no weird stories. They are very personal, and they take a lot of effort and guts to speak about their small, deep secrets. So yeah, everybody is unique. I'm not sharing anybody's story, at least by saying they are weird.
sure. Okay. If we can rephrase the question like this, any story that has stayed with you, any client or any experience that stayed with you with the client?
Uh, what do you mean by stayed with me? Because I remember all my clients' cases.
We all
Everything I
do.
remember like step by step. I don't forget my stories. Like people's story, I do not forget. So I don't know what story should
Hmm.
I tell you, but the incredible stories. I have seen someone coming up with their gender identity issue where they wanted to change the gender. I've seen someone changing it. Then I also have a very interesting, inspiring story from this person. So this I
Yeah.
think you all can relate to. Uh, so there's this 26, 27-year-old male who came to me. He was working in a Fortune 500 company at a average position where he was not earning really well. Um, but his dream was to be a you know a producer, a film producer. He wanted to go into production, media and production. uh, Unfortunately, he came from a very humble background. He didn't have a lot of money to pursue his education because if he would go to study, he couldn't earn money, and then for even education, he needed money. So I think there I got really inspired because when we were having sessions, I once got very strict with him that listen, you gotta choose. You either leave this here and dive into what you want to, or then you just keep on regretting and sulking and do the work that you're doing. Uh, I think that hit him well,
Hmm.
and he quit the job. His friends supported him with funding initially for the school fee because he got into the college in Mumbai. Um, that's where I also actually went out of my way and helped someone financially. Otherwise, psychologists are not supposed to, but I saw true potential in that person and I knew how genuine that person was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually quit the job. He got supported financially with a lot of friends who were his support system. He finished his education last year. He is in one of the best production medias right now. Um he recently released his show also, as he has been very happy. The girlfriend he had at that point in time in corporate time, she was not very supportive. They broke up, and he's happy with the breakup as well. So things went smooth for him after 5 to 8 months. 5 to 8 months of this change was a big time struggle for him. He was crying, it was difficult, couldn't adjust in Mumbai also. But now is the time when he's at peace and he's doing really well. So this is a very inspiring story for me, how someone actually made his own way, took that difficult decision to quit job at the age of 27 when your family is really humble. You don't have a lot of means to meet your ends. So yeah, that's something that is really a touching story for me to learn from. Yeah.
Thank you, Sakshi. Uh, I was wondering when you were sharing this. This is a difficult time for all of us. When you were sharing how this person was going through the difficult time, and I was wondering that uh, this is a difficult time for all of us, for me, and for the people around me. So, how can I build that sensitivity, build that positivity in me that spreads the positivity around me also, that reaches to other people also. And I think this
Um,
is what all the viewers have been, trying to locate also in this session.
The easiest way is to do small things. Just do small things every day. The basic things that you do. Simultaneously, do things for others. You know, usually we have this habit of doing things only for ourselves. So I would say do things for others, because when you do things for others, you feel more empowered, right? So I feel happy because, you know, when I cook for my family, or when I go out of my way for my people, it just brings a smile to me. And then when I work for psychology and people get positively influenced, I feel happy. Similarly, you know, every work that people do, so be it a sales job, be it an accountant's job, be even cleaning your home, all of this makes difference to thousands of lives, which you may not realize. So, you know, I see people saying, "Mera to sales ka kaam hai. How am I contributing? How am I being meaningful?" I think while you are doing the sales job, someone is getting more informed on what to choose, what not to choose. So you're helping me to get that clarity. Similarly, when someone is doing the finance job, he is helping me with my financial resources, right? Imagine if someone is not there to help me at the admin desk, how will I be organized? Grievances, you know, people who are listening, or a cleaner. Everybody is adding meaning in some way or the other. So you just gotta see that. So I'll say nothing fancy, but go basic. If you really want to be healthy emotionally and mentally, go basic. Do basic things. Go back to your history, your roots. Your ancestors have a lot of things where they just did basic things, natural things. Be in touch with nature and do normal eating and normal health hygiene. Read more, interact more with people. Instead of seeing the negativity in people, see the virtues in them, and that will help you being positive right now. Instead of picking out the bads, pick out the goods right now. So that's what you need in this time. Because अच्छे time में everybody can pick out good. That's no reward. That's no Nobel Prize attribute. It is only during this time when you see good things in the difficult situation. So that's all that you have to do. Live basic things right now. Don't go fancy. That is all that you need to do. And even with productivity, like I said, productivity means efficiency, and efficiency cannot be maintained if you are not resting well, if you are not taking time to just be. So be yourself, do nothing for some time. It will help you to introspect and structure your path better. And if you can't see a path, just keep walking, you will find your way. Very cheesy and cliche, but it actually works. Work for me, so I'm sure it will work for you too.
Thank you, Sakshi, for sharing this. Uh, again, a lot for me to process. I don't know आपने ध्यान दिया या नहीं, but there has been so many hearts. I mean, पिछले 15 मिनट से तो ये रुका नहीं है, ये चलता जा रहा है. Bubbles are coming out. मुझे रीजन नहीं पता, but I think it is evident. And so I just wanted to bring your attention. And also there has been a lot of appreciation on the comments above. I'm sure you must have missed them because you know you were sharing this. So,
yeah. So for positivity, I have an acronym also for all of you. I forgot to share. It's there on my Instagram page. Also, I've created a video out of it. So this acronym is for how to stay calm. So if you really want to be calm, all that you have to do is control what you can, accept and adapt, let go of the past and the negative baggages, move on to the new venues, opportunities and ventures in your life. That's how you be calm. So control what you can, accept and adapt to the situations that you have in hand, move on to the new things, let go of the past. Calm. If you want to be calm, this is all that you follow. So if you want to keep it with you, you can go to my Instagram page. It's by the name of Mandhyan Care. There's this video, how to be calm or finding calmness or something like that. Being calm, Being calm is the video. Click on it, see it.